Mark Rogers TV and ProFootballCentral.com. We are pumped because college football 2013 is just 11 days away. Let's preview the Ole Miss Rebels because we see this squad as a possible breakthrough team in 2013, like possibly UCLA in the Pac-12 or maybe Miami or North Carolina out of the ACC. In the SEC, it could be Ole Miss, and I didn't initially think that because sure, 7-5 last season, a great improvement over 2-10 in 2011. In Hugh Freeze's first season, 7 wins was great. Certainly played much better down the stretch and going down to Baton Rouge and scaring LSU, then just bulldozing the Bulldogs of Mississippi State in the Egg Bowl, then winning the bowl game in easy fashion over Pitt, and of course the top 5 recruiting class. So Ole Miss, a chic pick, a chic program to break through in 2013, but I thought, hey, it's one recruiting class. You need 2 or 3 to really establish yourself, especially in the SEC. But let's check out the Rebels and keep a few things in mind. Number one, they had 64 scholarship players on the roster in 2012. That figure has jumped to 80. Attrition is everything in college football, especially in the tough SEC. Then you've got quarterback Bo Wallace, and he learned a whole bunch in 2012. He threw for 3,000 yards, ran for 8 touchdowns, threw for 22, 63% completion percentage. Okay, 17 picks. He's got to take care of the football, and he was sacked way too much. Okay, that's a concern, but we got to think that he's been coached up. The other concern is the repaired right shoulder. Okay, he's still not throwing and playing all the snaps with the first team in August. So is he going to be ready for Vanderbilt? Ole Miss jumps right into it with a very tough opponent in week 1 on the road at Vanderbilt. Is Bo Wallace going to be ready? If not, you got Barry Brunetti, the senior, who will take care of the offense, and he's actually a dual threat guy as well, who's very mobile as well. Barry Brunetti could see some action for this Ole Miss football team. Okay, at running back, Hugh Freeze says we've got SEC caliber depth at running back, and they've been able to get to that point very quickly in Oxford. Jeff Scott's the number 1 guy, 6 touchdowns, 850 rushing yards, but he's going to be pushed for carries by Itavius Mather and also Jalen Walton, not to diminish their contributions, but also 3- and 4-star running backs coming into the fold, because if you check out our post on this recruiting class, top 5 in the nation, of course, with Robert Nkemdiche, and also the number 1 offensive tackle, the number 3 offensive tackle, Laquan Treadwell, at wide receiver. Also, some of the top DBs in college football coming from the high school ranks. Ole Miss could get that influx of serious impact freshmen, but we'll focus on the veterans right here. So check out our post on the incoming recruiting class. Offensive line here. 7 guys have serious experience. We're talking 120 career starts out of the 7 deep offensive linemen. We've previewed 21 teams, and we've never seen anything close to 120 career starts. Not an elite offensive line, but very experienced, and they improved so much in the second half of 2012. Okay, the tight ends are marginal when you're looking at production downfield in the passing game with Jack Neusmeyer and also with Nick Parker. 23 receptions out of the group last season. A couple guys moved on through graduation. The guy to keep in mind is coming into the program, Evan Engram. He's out of Atlanta. He caught 40 passes in high school last year. Going to make an impact possibly in the passing game if they can keep him on the field, if they can afford to keep him on the field, because probably not going to move SEC defensive ends. He's 217 pounds, so they're going to have to mix and match and try to work him into the passing game, but he will be a threat. Okay, defense is where Ole Miss really needs to improve and show that they could be a factor in the SEC. They were 11th against the pass in the SEC. They've got Denzel Nkemdiche, Robert's brother, and this guy was not highly recruited. Unlike his brother, not highly recruited, not highly thought of, came into the program, worked his butt off, and he's one of the best linebackers in college football now. 13.5 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, and 3 picks, and he is the leader of this defense as a senior. You've got Channing Ward at defensive end and Antonio Connor at safety. You got some really good players. C.J. Johnson at defensive end, 6.5 sacks and 8 tackles for loss, along with Mike Murray, the middle linebacker, who wrapped at wrapped up 10.5 tackles for loss. Okay, defensive line did lose some depth. 4 of the top 6 tacklers and tacklers for loss, those guys are gone. But the good news out of the secondary, when we mention 11th against the pass, basically the entire secondary, and we're not just talking about 4 starters, we're talking 12, 13 deep at defensive back, are back, including the most productive player, Cody Pruitt, who at free safety had 62 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, and 2 picks. Ole Miss, we like them to go 8-4. Yes, the schedule is brutal inside the division, in particular with Texas A&M, LSU, and Alabama. They start on the road at Vanderbilt, a 9-4 football team in 2012. And, of course, they've got a trip to Texas to deal with as well. But the Rebels will knock off some teams they're not supposed to. They're going to go 8-4. They're going to take care of business as well. And, of course, Johnny Manziel may not be the starting quarterback at Texas A&M when they meet the Rebels early in the season. So we shall see Ole Miss's 2013 product. We know that they should be much better going forward. Hugh Freeze has momentum going. That next recruiting class is going to be crucial. All right, Rebel fans, need to hear from you on Mark Rogers TV and ProFootballCentral.com.